Did all of that. Just remember, I got to do something else. One last thing before we even get started, bro. That's the crazy part. Like, don't don't you hate when you're me?
Oh, absolutely.
Like, all right, hold on. One, two, three. All right, there we go. However, comma. Now that that's set, that's put all in the past. What's good, Tar Heel Nation? It is your boy Tornado McCray, Myron McCray. Some of y'all know me as the captain of the Hooligan Express on this side of the Mississippi River and the Mississippi Valley and everything that's in between, the Appalachians, the Rocky Mountains, the Dolomites and all these things. And that gentleman over there is the proficient procrastinator, my co-host. Introduce yourself, people, to the people who don't know you.
What's good? What's happening? How you living? It's your boy Ricebox 26. We here with another North Carolina Live. What has been up this week? There's been a lot going on in the airwaves.
I mean,
some old, some bothered, some cold.
I mean, we got new hire orientation going on.
We do got a couple of new hires. Maybe.
You seem bothered, man. It's Christmas week. We got 2 days before Santa makes his run. Everybody getting everything situated. Santa, you still owe me that go-kart from when I was 5. Don't think I forgot.
Well, the reason why I'm not like woohooed about it right now is mainly just because it's not set in stone just yet. They haven't finished all the details. Says go Buckeyes. Y'all know what it is. We want to show the ACC in Miami. There's levels to this. So,
Steve, if you don't get out of there, you know what?
Let's hope that's true. If y'all play the same way y'all played against Indiana.
Nah. Let them lose to Miami and watch you go on hiatus for 3 weeks. Letting them lose to Miami. That man is going on hiatus for 3 weeks. I'm calling it now.
Because you know he's going to avoid us for 3 weeks. He's not coming back.
You notice he's been like this the last 3 weeks?
Oh yeah, that man's been peeking the whole time. Look at that man is literally
just. As soon as they lost Indiana, he ain't popped up.
Because I saw that comment that you left on one of the videos. I saw that. You thought she was slick. You thought nobody was gonna see you. We saw you. I saw
that man sitting there like, maybe if I just pop up, if I would just pop out and show y'all once in a while, it'll be okay.
I'm just gonna come in here and talk some smack real quick, then I'm gonna leave. Hopefully they ain't see me.
Right. Crazy as
acting like we don't, and like we won't put the comment on the screen. We know you here.
Listen,
we know you. We only got 200. We know you be coming in here.
We only got 245 subs. We gonna see who leaves a comment.
And if we don't, we ignored it.
That part. Let it be known. But man, big elephant in the room now has been set in stone.
My guys, y'all hilarious.
has been set in stone. For those who don't
share
know,
the hilarity with your friends, Steve. Co-workers, please, all of them. Let them know we
tell them. Subscribe. We've been at 245 for a little minute, man. Somebody, anybody. And also, we got to get better at promoting this thing on multiple platforms. I know that for a fact.
Did you catch it?
I don't know. What part are you at? Oh, you talking about the sideline catch?
Yeah, that 4th and 7.
I'm just now seeing it. But sir, we got a show. We got a show for our own.
Oh, wait a minute. Anyway.
You know what? Here's the bad part. I can't be mad because this was exactly me during the NBA playoffs when the Pacers are playing. And I remember the spaz out I had when the Pacers were playing. He caught that.
Anyway, but yeah, he caught that. But so North Carolina's going to hire Bobby Petrino. And honestly, I'm excited for next season. I'm excited to see what happens. Am I sold that this is going to fix the problem? Not yet.
You want my honest answer?
What's your honest answer?
I think they did this too quickly. I think they hired an OC too quickly and didn't see all their available options of who may have came in. I'm not mad at Bobby Petrino. I'm not mad at it. You definitely could have went worse, like rehiring Freddie Kitchens or keeping him on. So I'm not mad at that. I'm just saying the firing of Freddie Kitchens and then the hiring of Petrino felt like they were just whoever was the best first available option, they just went with and didn't weigh out all the options of who they have because you got Bobby Petrino coming from Arkansas. No shade to Petrino, but you're coming from Arkansas. My own assumption, granted, I know North Carolina was Garbaggio for most of the year. I will put that into account.
Mm-hmm.
I, under my own assumption, would think Bill and Lombardi would have tried to go get an OC that could pull more recruits changing somewhere. Because I don't hear too many players committing to Arkansas that don't have ties to Arkansas like that or aren't trying to get out of like a small town, small spot neighborhood in that regard. So to me, if, for example, there are some kids who are like, yo, I like Coach Petrino's offense. I like the way he runs things, so on and so forth.
OC and head coach combined 146 years old. This is true.
That's true.
They old.
They
They old. It is very true. And to tell you the truth, I have a side article that we'll talk about later that has something to do with that.
But, yeah, so in my head, it's one of those things where because you're trying to pull together this offense and you're in the transfer portal window right now, I would have thought you would try to get a coach who has a more prolific grab of recruits. Like more recruits want to go play for that system or play for that coach, play for that style. Kids are going to see Bobby Petrino and they're going to be like, okay, a lot of the youngins, where was his last school? Arkansas, before they even look at what the offense
Arkansas
did.
Scored a lot of points this year. That defense was terrible.
Again, and what I was about to literally just say, before people look at what the offense did, they're going to look at Arkansas's overall record first. They're not going to look – that's the first thing they'll see. Okay. Arkansas, 2-10, and then the diehards are going to be like, okay, let me go look at what the offense did. Those you can still get to commit and switch over. But I'm saying on a general sense, I feel as though had it been a more mid-level, like if we got an OC from 6-6 school, I think that would have done better numbers in terms of this transfer portal window. That's what I'm.
I don't think that. I don't agree with any of what you just said.
I mean, you don't got to.
Well, I wouldn't say any. I agree with the idea of the possibility of there being another coach that might pull some more recruits. But what you're wanting is a offensive coordinator that will put up enough of a show during the season that's going to pull more recruits. Because we'll talk about this number wise. One, Arkansas finished 4th in the SEC this year. Like as an overall, they were 4th in the SEC this year. Compared to last year when they had who was it? Jimbo Fisher. Last year, they were 2-10. They were terrible the year before, like last year, before Petrino took over. It was a terrible offense last year. So he went from taking that team last year, because they were ranked 25th in point scoring nationally when he had Texas A&M last year.
You said Arkansas, the Razorbacks.
Yep, finished 4th in the SEC.
In what?
I don't know. It just said 4th in the SEC in the article. It ain't really explained that.
The reason why I'm saying that, I'm looking at it right now. They went 0-8 in the SEC this year.
I mean, that's fine. Like I said, that defense was garbage. like Quan said earlier.
But that's what I'm saying.
Not. But we're not looking at it when it comes down to he did his job. His team put up average 32.9 points a game and 54.8 yards per game this season. They were one of the best offenses ranked this season. However, yeah, because your defense couldn't stop a cold behind a glass screen, there's not much you can say. So yeah, you can put up a bunch of points, but if your defense can't stop somebody else from doing the same thing, what are we talking about? And on top of that, they fired their head coach on top of that.
And I get
So
that.
he came in as an interim head coach as well. So like the offense still did what it was supposed to do. So him as an OC, he did his job.
And like I said, I can't deny.
And on top of that, the other thing for him is he doesn't have direct ties to Belichick either. So this is a guy that has no direct connection to Belichick. Yeah, he has some connections to other people on the staff, but it's not one of those, oh, this is one of Belichick's friends, let's hire him for this. This is, okay, we looked at his resume, we looked at the numbers his offense put up. We need somebody that can develop quarterbacks. Because speaking on that, Lamar Jackson is one of the quarterbacks Petrino developed. So that's on his resume, and we see where Lamar Jackson is at. So we can see what he can do with a mobile quarterback. Now, before you say anything, because I know you're going to. At the end of the day, this list is also a list of at least 4 NFL quarterbacks. Now, did they all start? Did they all be successful? No. I'm not going to sit here and say they were. But 3 out of the 4 of them also aren't mobile quarterbacks.
So
because you can't sit here and say Jake Plumlee is, you can't say Ryan Mallett is.
No, honestly,
I don't even remember who Taylor Green was.
So Taylor Green, I don't even know, bro. So I was just going to, well, you said 4. That's why I immediately went and looked at where they finished in the SEC. And their overall record being 2-10, to me, it coincides with the point earlier of just, it doesn't look pretty. Now, granted, I didn't know Arkansas's whole ins and outs. I just knew they were bad. Arkansas as an overall has been bad. Yeah. But if you're looking at it from getting offensive recruits to a good offense, Petrino is one of those guys that'll bring him in. And on top of that, most of his task right now is being able to develop the quarterback room. That's going to be his main task. And he has a good track record of having good college quarterbacks. Now, what they do in the NFL is up to the NFL at that point. But he has a good track record of having good quarterbacks come out of his system. And like I said, I was just looking at, like, I didn't know their offense was, because as I'm looking at it, offense 31st in passing yards per game, 25th in rushing yards per game, and like you said, tied for 24th in points scored at 32.9. Definitely a lot better than the offense we had. Night and day, clear as day.
And then talking track record wise, like I said, because he had Texas A&M after they fired Jimbo Fisher last year, or in 2023. He moved Texas A&M from a garbage offense to 25th in points scored nationally with 33.3 points scored in 23.
Now
we saw that turnaround A&M had offensively coming up to that point.
And also, again, to Petrino's defense, I'm not mad at the hiring of Petrino. Do I think Petrino would have been available after Christmas and you could have waited a whole nother weekend? Yes. I don't think anybody, and that's largely in part due to Arkansas looking as bad as they did. Now Petrino, all of that is not on him. Let me please preface that. Like you said, head coach got fired in the middle of the season. He was given a dumpster fire from OC to head coach, trying to figure it out. He was given, like, bro was just trying to salvage something. And as I'm looking at it, offensive only, I can't talk bad about the man because there's only 1, 2, 3 games where this man put up less than 25 points. Actually, 3 games where he put up less than 30. And like I can't knock the man for offensively speaking. I'm just saying I think UNC could have waited it out.
And to your argument, I don't know, because so my thing is, with Petrino being as good of an OC as he is and having the track record of being able to turn offenses around, there's a couple of questions that's on the board here. One, how many, like, what other teams do you know that would have had an OC that's available for hire next week. That's as good as Petrino, if not at least not close to. Because I don't know any 6-6 teams right now, or 6-win teams that's just firing their OCs right now. Maybe Clemson. Clemson might have, but he's not a good OC. Me and you can agree with that.
Yeah, I'll agree. Clemson
So
OC ain't good.
I think that's the other thing was there was less of a chance of you getting a good OC, despite they had 6, 7 wins. But in some of these cases, some of these 6 and 7 win teams didn't win because the offense was good. But like I said, but to your argument, I get it. Yeah, I was like, could we have possibly waited till after next week? Possibly.
I just
and even right now, it's not 100% set in stone that they've gotten everything said and done with, because they're still going through contract stuff, so on and so forth. So something could change between now and next week.
Because it's
but now we know that Bobby's agreed to be the OC, and we know that they're working on getting his contract and all that. So there's still some stuff that they need to get through and get ironed out. But as of right now, that's Bobby Petrino's the hire as of right now.
Yeah, because
as of yesterday, he's who they're going to hire.
Oh dang!
So
I think his son took a step down.
His son took an OC spot with Coastal Carolina.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. His son went down to Coastal, and his son was at Missouri State, so he kind of took a step down, just a little bit. But I'm looking at this list, and I would have to look at the numbers themselves. But for example, Oregon's coordinator this year, Will Stein, he's getting replaced for 2026. That's probably though he's about to get a head coaching job, I would assume.
Probably because Arkansas ended up hiring Ryan Silverfield from Memphis.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that was the OC from Memphis. I think
A&M's current coordinator, Colin Klein, I think he's probably about to get a head coaching job soon because they say he's been replaced for 26.
Let's see.
I ain't gonna lie, the Tulane offensive coordinator is getting replaced, and they haven't said where he's going. So that could be one. See how he does.
I mean, yeah, that could have been an option.
Could have been an option. But I get the point because there's always that caveat of, hey, you don't know what team is going to let go of what coordinators. Again, at the end of the day, I think could they have waited a little bit longer just to see who else could they get? Yeah, but also you don't want to wait too long and somebody else give Bobby Petrino a better deal or a bigger school with a better situation come along. Because what you would hate, for example, let's say old boy who was at Virginia, who was at Penn State, now at Virginia Tech. We'd hate it if he came in and was like, oh, Petrino's available, let's go get Petrino and offer a better situation.
And tell you true, you know what's funny about that? There was also rumor that James Franklin was looking at Bobby Petrino.
Exactly.
So basically, this also could have been a move of, but we're not going to let Virginia take him, or Virginia. We're not going to let Virginia Tech take him.
If that's the play, I'm all for it. If that's the play, keep him from lock him up now to keep him from somewhere else. Then cool. Do I think it could have waited? Yes, but if you knew that team like Virginia Tech or somebody else in the ACC was like, hey, yo, we eyeing Petrino and we about to throw a bag at him. If y'all don't do it quick enough, then, I mean, by all means, do what you got to do.
So
I guess to me, it's just that age-old thing that we were always taught, like, don't jump at the first option.
Yeah, like don't jump is like just because it looks good as a first option doesn't mean that needs to be your first option.
Don't take the very first offer. You know what I mean?
Right, because it's also one of those. Because it's also a mixture of one of those. Okay, you also don't want to miss out on a good opportunity either. So like you're stuck between a rock and a hard place. So remember how I said they were like I had a side article that kind of went hand in hand with the 146-year-old comment, right? So,
oh God.
So it's from the Daily Mail. I'm gonna tell you that first.
The Daily Mail.
The Daily Mail. I'm gonna tell you the name. I'm gonna tell you the headline, and you tell me what you tell me your opinion on just the headline. Headline is Bill Belichick turns to college coach 64 whose affair with 25-year-old was exposed by horror bike crash.
What? Hey, yo, wait a minute. What? Affair with 25-year-old exposed horror bike. Wait a minute.
Exposed by a horrible bike crash.
So Petrino had an affair with a 24-year-old, and it only got ousted because they got into a bike crash where the 24-year-old
got into a bike crash. This happened in 2012. No, he got injured. It was in 2012. He got fired from Arkansas because he had a extramarital affair with a former volleyball player at Arkansas. So here's the thing. Controversial football coach Bobby Petrino is reportedly set to join Belichick's staff at UNC. Petrino, who has worked as head coach at Arkansas, Louisville, and the Atlanta Falcons, is set to become the Tar Heels' new offensive coordinator. Yeah, he was on our coaching staff at one point, according to reports.
Not even that. I'll tell you what my jaw dropped for just for a second. Continue.
Belichick is looking to right the ship after a nightmare first season in Chapel Hill, which saw UNC finish 4-8, while his relationship with 24-year-old Jordan Hudson dominated headlines. Now he turns Petrino, who has been at the center of his own college football scandal involving a young woman. The 64-year-old father of four was fired by Arkansas in 2012 when it was discovered he had an affair with a former volleyball player whom he then hired and gave a $20,000 gift. The affair came to light after a motorcycle crash, which left Petrino, who married wife Becky in 1985, with a neck injury and scars across his face. He first told police officers that he was alone on his bike, but it was soon revealed that the coach had a passenger, 25-year-old Jessica Durrell. From there, Durrell's naughty history with Petrino was quickly exposed, and that's naughty with a K. It was quickly exposed. The former volleyball player had been hired by the football program under Petrino. He said, "Can Petrino bring Traylon Green if he can? If he can, you definitely talking about a good offense. Then maybe that's a possibility."
I got comments in the
same. Hired into the program under Petrino, who had gifted her $20,000, which she used to buy a car. Petrino was later fired for cause. Petrino had taken over for a brief spell with the Falcons, but that also ended in controversial circumstances. Back in 2007, midway through his first season in Atlanta, the head coach resigned in order to return to college football. He informed his players by leaving a 78-word letter in their lockers.
Wait, wasn't that that was the first year Vic was in jail?
2007?
Yeah.
Because that was that was real rough years.
Yeah, because y'all drafted Matt Ryan in 2008.
Yeah, that was the Joey Horn years.
Oh, I got comments. I got statements. I got things to say once you finish.
So yeah, it was
Oh, you finished?
So that was pretty much it. The rest of it just goes into details about the team, about UNC.
Hey, you ready? You ready for this?
Yeah.
First things first. Birds of a feather.
Together.
Number 2. Petrino walked so Sharon Moore could run. Number 3. Arkansas, y'all hired this man back?
It was 13, it was 11 years later. It was 11 years later. They got over it.
Bro, nah. This
They got over
man had extramarital affairs with a volleyball player there, gave away money, 20 bands to do it. And y'all said, you know, we suck so bad. 10 years is enough. We'll hire you back.
Remember, former volleyball player. And it was a $20,000 gift.
I feel like she was former when they got caught. She wasn't former when they started.
Probably not.
She was former when they got caught. She wasn't former when they started.
That is a very fair point.
But my thing is this, bro. Bill Belichick, of all the people you could have hired, now that I'm looking about it, I forgot about that. Because I remember shades of Bobby Petrino leaving Arkansas for a reason, but I never knew why, because it was Arkansas. I ain't paying attention to them. You know what I mean? Only time I paid attention to Arkansas was when Adrian Peterson was their running back. That was the only time.
My thing is, and
bro,
my biggest question is and we'll take the Moore situation too. Is like, bro, why the employee? Why they got to be your employee? Why can't it be like the girl at the grocery store down the street or something?
Because
why it got to be within the industry that pays you all this money you get paid? Like, why?
Because I could take you away from all this. I could protect you. I could take you away from all of this. I could put money in your pocket. I could do things. I can give you access to things you ain't never believed, girl. Just trust me.
And you know what's funny? You know what's funny about that? You know what's funny about that? You can still do that and she not be your employee.
Listen,
you can still do all of that. And
listen, it's Big Bobby. Listen here, Bobby. It's Big P up in the building. You know what I do?
God dang it, Bobby.
Hey, listen, Bobby gets it down.
But yeah, no.
So I don't own you. Get off my purse.
But no, so the upside is about all this is,
oh Lord.
You should have a very big turnaround when it comes down to this offense. Because let's see here, because even according to ESPN, Petrino spent the 2023 season as offensive coordinator at Texas A&M, and while Petrino and then joining Pittman staff in 24. While with Petrino calling plays, the Razorbacks improved from 107th to 10th nationally in yards per game. Despite going winless in its final 10 games of 2025, Arkansas closed the regular season ranked inside the top 25 nationally in both scoring, total offense, and rushing among FBS programs. So,
really big turnaround. You know how easy of a layup that was for me, and I didn't take it?
I mean, I appreciate you choosing to be the big man today.
Like, talking about Bobby Petrino, it's like you can have a real big turnaround. I'm just like, that's an easy layup I could take right now. Like, I could make a joke there. I can. That's right there.
So yeah, now, to James's question earlier, if he can bring Taylor Green, wonderful. If he can't bring Taylor Green, then I'm hoping Travis or what was the other one?
Which one? Oh, the kiddos?
Newkirk.
Yeah, Newkirk.
Hoping one of those two be ready by then, because man,
I'm gonna be honest, and like I said it earlier. I don't know who Taylor Green is. I can't recall Taylor Green.
So Taylor Green is Arkansas's quarterback right now.
Right now, okay.
He's a senior.
Taylor, it is no shade to you. I just did not pay attention to Arkansas this year, bro. It is no shade to you. Please don't.
Neither did I. So like I said, he was new to me too. But if we bring him in, because even looking at Taylor Green's numbers right now, because I don't think he's in the portal. But 2,700 yards passing, 19 touchdowns, 11 interceptions with a QBR of 83.7. So like he's top 50 in 3 out of 4 stats.
Hey,
quarterback wise. And then see here. And on top of that, he only played 5 games.
Hey,
he wasn't the starter. All the games he played in were in losses, but remember they lost the last 7 games anyway.
I'm about to say they were
so
2
it's
and
really
10.
not his fault.
They were 2 and
really
10.
not their
And
fault.
just said, I'm gonna go out and ball.
Okay, and he transferred in from Boise State too.
Ooh, nice.
He had a really good year last year. He threw for 3,100 yards last season, 15-9.
Nice.
So that ain't too bad. Now, and most of his stats this year came on the ground too. He ran 139 times for almost 1,000 yards rushing, 777 yards.
Hey, Gio, learn that. But then again, I'm also gonna blame Freddie.
If we bring Taylor Green in, he won't have to.
Learn that. But man, it's gonna be interesting. Only bad part is, and we could call it right now, they're gonna bring up Petrino's past the same way they bring up Bill's current situation, and it's gonna be mark of controversy. Those two working together, they're gonna media. Some of the media is gonna try and tie that. So I just need media team, not Jordan, the actual media team, to prepare them for it and be ready. Like Bobby,
and to be honest,
should be fine.
To tie into that, right? And to tie into that real quick, I'm gonna talk about how this particular blog was talking about how this program is run more like a family business than an actual athletic program.
Ooh.
Because it actually uses Nick Saban as a pretty good stopgap in this. Because he's talking about how, like, Nick Saban was the GOAT when it came down to college football, and you got Belichick, who was known as the GOAT coming out of the NFL, right?
Yeah.
And some people speculated generally that the reason why Saban decided to retire is because he didn't feel like dealing with the NIL stuff, so on and so forth.
Oh,
but they pulled excerpts from interviews about it, to which he actually said, one, his age started becoming an issue because he couldn't give people he couldn't give players assurances that I'm gonna be here for the next 3, 4, and 5 years or whatever, because I'm getting old. The other thing
Terry ain't playing that.
Oh man, yeah, Miss Terry wasn't doing it. She was like, listen, you got 2 more seasons, and then you're gonna bring your butt.
You're gonna bring your butt home, and you're gonna sit up in that chair when I tell you to.
You see, you're gonna sit up in this chair when I bring this cake out to you, and you're gonna sit here and like it. The other thing, he went on to say that it was becoming harder to get the caliber of coaches that he needed to continue the kind of dominance that he had.
Why? Because they were all getting hired for head coaching gigs?
Well, not just that. It's just like, when that factored into to the age thing as well. Because it's like, the older I got, the more I was going to need guys who were of high caliber to do what I needed to do. Because he even said, like, he made his decision to retire while looking for a replacement, for a replacement coach for his receivers. And he was just like, yeah, no, it's just too much. Because he said running a college football program that aims for the top requires a large and talented staff with a head coach capable of harmonizing their efforts and identifying areas their efforts might be coming up short. In these videos, Saban seems to be speaking to the ways his staffing was starting to suffer due to his age. In turn, his effort to mitigate those shortcomings, in his words, was going to kill me. So they use the example of, so now you have Belichick's staff from last season, which was Mike Lombardi, who's a personal friend, Steve Lombardi, who's Mike Lombardi's son, Brian Belichick, who was Bill's son, Freddie Kitchens, who was left over from Mac's staff. Then you got Matt Lombardi, who was another son of Mike Lombardi. And then you got Will Friend, who was a friend of Freddie Kitchens.
Wasn't Bill's other son also a coach there too?
That was Brian.
Brian Belichick? Okay.
Yeah, Brian Belichick and Steve Belichick.
Yeah, I was about to say, well, I remember both of them were there.
And it was like, okay, when you look at it, like, we don't have an elite coaching staff at all. Like, none of these guys were elite coaches that you can say, yeah, this hypes me up that this is going to be a thing. So you can at least say with Petrino coming in, at least Petrino is going to be a higher profile OC that may give you a little bit of sway on, okay, I have a seasoned college coach. I have a guy that has a history of getting results for what I need him to get results for. But overall, like your staff is mid. Like you have a very mid staff here.
Mid. Why is it?
Long story short, we don't have an elite staff or anything remotely resembling it. Worse, one isn't coming. Perhaps a Bobby Petrino or Chip Kelly ups to, and this is prior to us finding out Petrino's getting hired. So perhaps a Petrino or Chip Kelly ups the star power of that assemblage. However, no one's accusing Steve Belichick of being an elite defensive coordinator. Worse, even if an elite defensive coordinator wanted to come work for Belichick, how does Belichick dismiss his own son from the position? We run into the same problem with Matt and Brian. So we run into the same problem with Matt and Brian. Once family fill these positions, the evaluation of them ceases to be as objective as a professional football operation needs to be. Again, the central premise of the Belichick hire was to jumpstart UNC football in the worlds of professional football and elite football simultaneously. That's what all this money was for. Instead, we're staffing like a family business, except the family's spending UNC's money. We've got what appears to be a lack of great position coaches, coordinators beating down Belichick's door to work for him. Saban speaks to what could be a significant factor in that. As a result, UNC spending SEC money for coaches that no SEC school would have, at least in similar roles. Final note, a lot was made of the whirlwind nature of Belichick's hiring and the pressing issues related to recruiting and portal calendars. The staff wasn't elite because it was rushed. Well, UNC's season wrapped a month ago. Belichick and Lombardi opted to stand pat outside the offensive coordinator and special teams coordinator roles. Neither have been filled, while quality candidates have been landing at other programs for weeks now. Whatever concerns Belichick and Lombardi might have from a 4-8 record against one of the easiest P4 schedules, significantly upgrading on-field staff doesn't appear to be one of them. This is your reminder that UNC's offense finished 109th and defense 100th nationally. Does it feel like a 33rd NFL team to you? Mm-hmm. Steve actually improved the defense from where it was to where it is now.
I'll say that defense looked better in the second half of the year than the first half.
Yeah, the defense looked better. So there was improvement. So on Steve's end, we're not going to say, like, once again, we're not going to say Steve was elite. And we're also not going to say, like, yeah, he was a part of those 3 Super Bowls. And we're not going to say he didn't have a hand in that. But you also got to remember, his dad is also a very defensive-minded coach on top of that. Also, he had one of the best position. He had a bunch of very good position coaches on top of that just gelled well with Steve Belichick as a coordinator. So we're not going to sit here and say that he didn't do bad. And Washington was fine last year. We're not going to say they weren't. The guy has a point of he's just not elite.
I'm going to say this. I genuinely think firing them would be easier said. I think it's actually a lot easier than we are making it out to be, because a lot of people are like, oh, it's kind of hard to fire your son, X, Y, and Z. For a guy like Belichick, and I'm sorry to bring this up, but I will. This is the same man who just said, bump it. I'm going to date a 25-year-old despite what all my brother, sister-in-law, and everybody said. And now I'm going back to coaching football. I think this man is at a level of cutthroat to where if his sons were really playing that bad, or if the Lombardi sons were really now I think firing the Lombardi kids would be harder than firing his own, because Lombardi is the GM. I think firing them would be a lot harder than Bill saying, I'm going to fire my own sons.
I would say it would be harder. I would say, yeah, I can agree. It'd be a little bit harder to fire the Lombardi boys than it would be his own. I would also say, though, it would be harder for him to fire Steve than it would be to fire Brian.
Oh, yeah. It's definitely harder to fire Steve because Steve actually has the numbers to back up. Like, hey, Steve has to do bad to be justified fired.
Well, not just that. Bill's never fired Steve. Steve just left.
There's a first time for everything.
There is a first time for everything, but but once again, the question on the table is, what are the actual chances of us seeing that?
You think
Because even when
Bill
the
keeps
Patriots were
Steve
doing
just
bad
because
defensively,
Steve has his medication on speed dial?
no,
Like Steve is low key babysitting.
I would say Steve has a higher chance of getting fired by Bill because his wife said something crazy about his girlfriend, about Jordan, than he does actually being fired for a bad performance on the field. Because my thing is, if we're being real about this, if we're being 100% objective about this, to be honest, Steve should be fired right now. Steve and Brian both. I get that, yes, the defense improved, but your defense shouldn't have been that ass that for that long.
If we
begin with,
if we being a thou,
if we
keep it at 100, a stack of thou with Billy Wow, everybody except the special teams coordinator needs to be fired.
Agreed. I 100% agree.
Special teams coordinator found Veer. Hey, special teams coordinator, he said Veerhoff my kicker. I got my punter. My boys are good.
Because like y'all out here acting. Because once again, like we brought up before,
y'all he was shaky though on kick return and punt return because he did get kicked. But remember, he did get fired. But we did say last week that was kind of like he got caught in the midst of just them doing some BS.
He got caught. He got caught in some BS because, to be honest, I didn't see in any of those games the kick return being that bad.
I personally didn't. To me, it was also one of those things when I looked at kick return and punt return, if something bad really happened, that's because they're deflated already due to like defense giving up a big play or offense again having like their fifth straight 3-and-out drive. So it's just like, bro, I'm out here punting again. I'm out here having to go be a gunner again. I'm out here having to do punt coverage. I'm out here having to do a kick return because our defense couldn't hold water again.
Because didn't we point out that their punt alone was what, 2,000 yards?
Yes. They punted.
You're punting for all of 2,000 yards, and you're out here mad at, and you're out here firing your special teams coach because they're having to punt 20 times a game. Like, come on, that's not his fault at all.
Yeah, because last time we checked, they punted for over a mile and some change. It was like 2,000 yards.
Yeah,
and when we did the numbers, it's like, yo, that's over a mile of
that's
just
over
punt.
a mile. And you out here talking about he's a problem. He's not. I guarantee you, the whole offensive staff needs to be gone. They should have had their bags packed by the time the season ended. Like, come on. Just think about it. We only kicked off 22 times and gave up 402 yards returning. So we averaged 18 yards a kick return. But we punted 56 times for 2,389 yards. Are you telling me?
Shout out to our punter for being able to boot that thing.
And you're telling, and I was saying, and the average punt yards was about 40 yards a punt.
That's what I say. Shout out to our punter being able to knock that thing loose.
So you're telling me you want to sit here and look at these numbers and tell me that Pryford was the problem? Pryford kept y'all in games.
Pryford did his job.
Because you also went 19 for 23 on field goal attempts.
Shout out Veerhoff.
Whenever you could get close enough to kick a damn field goal.
That was the one thing I wish they did more, was just test Veerhoff's leg a lot more and see what his true range is. Because I don't think we saw how far he really can kick.
I'm gonna say this. I don't find it productive to test kicking from your own 40-yard line every game.
No, I'm not saying kick from your own 40-yard line.
I mean, that's where we would have been kicking from. kicking from the logo to our 40-yard line. It's about where we're kicking from every time.
I was like, we get to day 40. I don't see why not. Let's see.
I'm just saying. Let's see. How often did that happen?
Enough to where I think we could do it.
It happened enough for us to kick 23 times.
Enough.
23 times is when we got to at least their 40 or not. That's what I'm saying.
You know what? Hold up. I got you. Wow, you 23 times. I got you. Because
like
I got you. Because
third down efficiency, 58 of 157, 37% third down efficiency. Now we did good on fourth down though. We went 11 of 15.
He said 11 of 15.
With 11 of 15 on fourth downs, we did pretty good on that end.
I was trying to see if they had it broken down by distance, because I know I found one website that broke it down by distance.
Because the opposite,
there
bro,
it is.
like that.
Okay.
So what did you expect him to do?
So Veerhoff went 5 of 5 from 20 to 29, 3 of 4 from 30 to 39, 10 of 11 from 40 to 49, 1 of 3 from 50. 1 of 3 from 50 plus, and he made a 57-yarder. So yeah, we get. Oh dang! Wait a minute. 40 to 49. That means we had their own 30. Okay, never mind. I talked myself out of my own argument. I'm just saying though. It seemed like we got to their 30. We were good. The other team's 30 to their 39. We were good.
And yeah, that's fine. And we made it that far. Great. Kick the field goal. If you can't do nothing else, kick the field goal. But the problem is we didn't get that close enough to really be like, yeah, we should just test this kid's leg out. I'm trying to keep this man's hamstring intact.
I mean,
because you knew good and well if we testing this kid for 57 and longer 8-9 times a game, kid's tearing a butt cheek at least at some point.
Wow, that is wow.
Okay, hamstring and glutes at some point.
Oh wow. Okay. That man said he's tearing a butt cheek. Oh, Lord.
The gluteus minimus, maximus, and medius, all of it's gone.
I don't even have a transition for that. But you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna transfer to the portal because I don't have a transition for any of that whatsoever. And we're gonna talk about what you said earlier. And should UNC target QBs in the portal?
Absolutely.
So, not gonna lie, this segment right here made me sad when I read it, when I saw what you put in. You wanna know why? I did not know until today that Bryce Baker had entered the portal.
I didn't either.
I
knew yesterday.
I have been the biggest proponent of Bryce Baker on this channel since last year, since we got Bryce. And Bryce Baker, you want to leave me like yesterday's exposed steak? Not even a steak, bro. A steak gets more love than this. You want to leave me like I am a 2 o'clock drunk text. Only call when you are 14 people deep in the roster, in the U Up roster. You want to leave me like that? You want to leave me like that, bro? I have been rooting for you to take over. And you're going to enter the portal. Man, I'm hurt. I'm hurt, dog.
I mean, but we talked about that possibility of this happening, though.
Yeah, I didn't want it to be true.
I mean, neither one of us wanted it to be true.
I didn't want it to be true.
That Bryce was going to get shot for real.
Just because you tell me his name is Darren, don't mean he belonged to Darren. Don't mean I want that to happen. Like, what are we talking about here?
Like, because we both really wished that he came back and competed for that starting spot, because I believe he would have got it. I believe he would have won it.
I genuinely think Bryce would have.
Because just like I pointed out, the biggest question mark for Travis Burgess is he going to be ready after his ACL tear? Like, is he going to be football ready by the end of spring to take over starting reps if he's good enough to even be in practice by that time? Then, with Max Johnson and Bryce transferring out, both of your quarters, like your quarterback room is down to 2 people or 2 like legitimate on the roster. There's probably about 4 or 5 other guys on the roster.
Well, if you're not counting Burgess, then 2, Gio and Newkirk.
So it's like what are you gonna do?
So what are the options? What are the options we're talking about if we're looking at a QB?
Because right now on the roster, now that Bryce Baker and Max. So the options in the portal. Well, let me go through what we got on the roster first, because that'll show you kind of how short we are. So with Bryce and Max gone, that's Gio Lopez, DJ Mazzoni, Andrew Miyares Jr., and Atori Newkirk. And then with the potential talent that we can bring in, first person that I think it was Sports Illustrated. First thing that Sports Illustrated thinks could be a potential target is Aiden Childs from Michigan State. Played in 5 games this past season, threw for 1,392 yards, 10 touchdowns, and 3 interceptions. Rushed for 81 rushes for 227 and 6 TDs. Ranked the number 7 quarterback in the portal. So top 10 quarterback, currently ranked in the portal. With the belief on this one, looking at his numbers, he can be a pretty proficient passer. Like, he's done pretty well for himself. I didn't really get I missed out on his completion percentage. And the reason why I just didn't look at it, because one, like, you played 5 games. So like, nothing against him. It's just like I'd rather just see like a full 12 game
63.1.
So with a 68.6 QBR rating.
Actually, it's QBR rating.
QBR rating.
Yeah, his passer rating, crazy enough, was a 134.
Yeah, and then coming down to it, with his last 2 seasons, because he transferred in from
Oregon State.
Oregon State. Did pretty well in Oregon State. Played 12 games last year. Threw for 2,400 yards. Ran for 225 last year. But he went 13 and 11. So he improved a pretty good bit from last season. Because he had a 59.4 completion percentage, 13 touchdowns, 11 interceptions. Threw for 2,400 yards. So compared to what he had going on last year, he has improved just based off of these 5 games.
I think he can be decent. He's one of those I didn't watch.
Correction, based off of 8 games. So he played 8 games this season.
He played 8?
Yep, he played in 8 games this season.
Well, I'd say his touchdown to interception ratio was a lot better, 10-3.
Oh, much better.
Now, I will say the way he was going, he took 30 sacks last year, and he had 21 in the 8 games he played. He may have ended up getting sacked more this year, potentially.
He probably would have ended up that way because, based off of just looking at numbers, he holds the ball for way too long. Or same situation that we might have had. We just don't have a great group of receivers right off the jump. So you never know. They got better as the year went on, but you never know. Second option is Caden Hauser from East Carolina. We have seen Caden Hauser.
Man, listen. That boy nice. Say what you want, that boy nice.
Caden Hauser has a game rifle for an arm.
Because over the last, I don't think he's leaving
college career.
Unless he,
I don't think he's leaving. Well, no, he's in the portal, but I don't know if he's going to come to us.
If he's leaving, he's going to go to a Power 5 school, a Power 4 school, but he's going to go somewhere where he can be the starter to help improve his draft stock.
And to be honest, I mean, if he comes to UNC, there's a very good chance he'll be the starter. Because in his career, he's thrown for 6,400, a little over 6,400 yards, 43 TDs, 22 interceptions in his college career. This past year, threw for 3,300 yards, 19 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 85 rushes for 181 yards and 9 touchdowns. And he's been the starter at ECU for the last 2 seasons. And he's rated as the number 10 quarterback in the portal. And he actually transferred in from Michigan State.
Man.
So he was actually there when Aiden Childs transferred in from Oregon State. Either that or he had just left. And then last but not least on the list is Jaden Davis, sophomore out of Michigan. Kid has no stats other than -6 yards rushing and 1 interception.
I'm sorry. That was just bad. He's like, got no stats except -6 yards rushing and 1 interception. It's like, dang.
Well, he only appeared in like 1 game.
Fair.
So yeah, and just like I'll say, I think, and it was garbage time too. So what they're believing is with Davis is that if they bring Davis in, they believe Davis could be a legit competitor for the starting job against Gio. But yeah, he has 1 game where he threw 2 passes, and one of them just so happened to be an interception.
I'm gonna be honest with you,
and that was against USC where they lost 31-13. So
if Caden Hauser comes from ECU to Carolina, as of right now, he definitely taking the job because, bro, he only had 1 game where he threw for under 200 yards. Actually, he only had 1 game where he threw for under 224 yards. Just 1.
Oh yeah, he a gunslinger for sure.
He just
no doubt about it.
I'm just saying, like, with the struggles that we had offensively last year and how like Gio hitting 200 on a day was like
was exciting.
Like Gio hitting 200 on a day was exciting, bro. Yeah, Caden would be one of them ones for sure.
Because I would love it. I would love to see it get to a point where a quarterback throwing 200 yards for us is boring.
Right.
I want it to be to where it gets to like, okay, he just does this on the regular schmegular every day. This is what he does. And Caden Hauser is definitely that guy. Did it at 65.9, did it at 66% completion percentage, had a passing rating of 146.3. QB rating was like 64.1. Had a plus 13 TD to interception ratio.
Not the plus 13.
And I think he might, I don't know if he will or not, but there's a good chance he probably won't be playing in the bowl game against Pitt on the 27th. But
he might. And speaking of bowling, our very own Drake May is going to be going bowling this year, man.
I say shout out to Drake May getting selected. So getting selected to his first Pro Bowl in his 2nd season. But I can't deny the boy has been balling.
I mean, you get Mike Vrabel as a coach.
You
do some good things.
Even then, last year he looked good. He looks better this year now that he has an even better coach to go with.
All I'm saying is there's a level of me. There's a level of me. I love it and hate it at the same time. But I'm humble enough to admit when I'm wrong. That
North Carolina can produce a quarterback.
Yes. Yes. Listen. For those of you, y'all might think I was crazy or whatnot. Like, how can I be a North Carolina fan and not think Drake May was good enough? Because we also had Mitchell Trubisky. And I knew Mitchell Trubisky wasn't it. Not at the NFL.
I mean, because look at it like this. The best 3 quarterbacks that's come out of North Carolina recently.
Drake May, Mitchell Trubisky,
and Sam Howell and Drake May.
Sam Howell. It's like I'm just saying, like, when those are your options, am I really wrong for the statements I'm making?
I mean, no. To be apprehensive about whether or not North Carolina can produce a quarterback. No, you're not wrong. And like I said, they don't have a strong record of producing quarterbacks. Running backs, sure. Occasional tight end or wide receiver, sure. Defensive guys, sure.
Yeah, defensive
Quarterbacks,
guys,
not at all.
no. Like I said, I don't know, man. Drake May, I have to apologize right now. You are going to the Pro Bowl. You're doing your thing.
Familiar with your game, Drake. Don't even worry about it.
What'd you say?
He was unfamiliar with your game, Drake.
I was,
and that's okay. I too was unfamiliar.
Like in the sense,
I'm not gonna sit here and act like he alone.
Because when Drake May was drafted to the Patriots and Drake May was like picked to replace Mac Jones, I'll be honest. I'm like, you got the same guy.
You got Mac Jones to replace Mac Jones.
That's exactly what I felt, bro. I was like, y'all just got another Mac Jones. Okay, that's how you feel. Do what you do. All right. But Drake May has proven that he is not another Mac Jones. He is better than Mac Jones. He has the Patriots back in a position that I hoped not to see for the foreseeable future.
I thought we had at
least another 3 to 4, bro. Minimum. I thought we had a couple
more years.
I thought we had at least a minimum 3 to 4 before the Patriots are back in playoffs. But
right, and then here we are, staring it in the face like, why?
Hey, the Empire just rising back from the ashes. I'm like, no, go away.
I said, first of all, ain't nobody invite y'all here. What are y'all doing here?
like go away. But again, Drake May, shout out to you, sir. I am perfectly content to admit when I'm wrong. I was wrong about your game. I was unfamiliar. Hey, I gotta eat that. I'm not even going to sit there and shy away from it. I just got to eat those.
And then on top of that, next week, dude's more than likely going to break 4,000 yards next week. This has to be the most boring NFL season. Honestly, I feel like it's been one of the most exciting lately.
Did you not watch that? Did you not watch that Steelers and Lions ending?
That craziness there.
Did you not watch the Seattle and the Seattle game this past week? The Seattle and Rams
Seattle
game?
And the Rams.
Crazy? Shoot, say what you want. As a Panthers fan, our games have been up and down all year. We don't know what we getting.
It's been one of the better. It's been definitely one of the better seasons in a long time.
Think about it. The Chiefs have fallen off to the point where Patrick Mahomes tore an ACL. The Denver Broncos are fighting for the number 1 seed with the New England Patriots.
With the and then fighting for their division with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Then fighting for the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Indianapolis was like a number 1 seed for 8 weeks.
Indianapolis had a 98% chance of making the playoffs after week 8.
Then brought back Phillip Rivers.
At the same time, where the Buccaneers decide to reactivate Jason Pierre-Paul.
Then on top of that, Mac Jones looks like the best quarterback we've seen in years in San Francisco.
Oh no, Brock Purdy back now. Brock Purdy was the one who threw it.
I know Brock Purdy looked good. I know he threw 5 TDs, but Mac Jones carried them for most of that season while Brock Purdy was out.
He carried them for the first half. I'll give him that.
And think about it. He did that hurt for most of those weeks.
You got Justin Herbert out here playing with a broken hand, still playing. Listen, I'll give Justin Herbert credit where credit is due. That man is flat out balling with a broken hand, and you still out there.
He said, "Yeah, this is the first season Mahomes won't be in an AFC Championship. At least been a weird season. It has been a weird season. It's been different for sure.
It's been a weird.
It has been different for sure.
You got 3 teams in the NFC West that are all within 1 game from each other, but all could potentially be the number 1 overall seed. The Chicago Bears are an 11-win team. The Chicago Bears are an 11-win team, bro.
The Bears beat the Packers for the first time in 8 years.
The Bears beat the Packers for the first time in 8 years.
And in OT, by the way. Then on top of that, you have the Dallas Cowboys surging back like a team from the dead to
just get eliminated.
to scare the ever living heck out of everybody just to get eliminated at the finish line. And I would have thought Panthers are one game away from being in the play. And
Hey,
right, who would have
hey,
thought?
Me?
He prayed. He didn't think.
No,
he
I
prayed.
didn't. No, I didn't.
He
No, I
prayed
didn't. I
and
got it
hoped.
on video.
He
No,
prayed and hoped.
I
Don't
got
you
it
let
on
it,
video.
he prayed and
I
hoped.
got it on video. It is on my own channel that I said the Panthers could potentially be a 10-7 at worst 8-9 team winning the NFC South. I have said this all year. Don't play with me.
He prayed and hoped the whole time.
Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I believe. Don't play with me.
Don't let him play you.
No,
we're gonna get back to the topic at hand here.
No,
we're gonna get back to the topic at hand here.
You are just mad. You are just mad because your coaches ain't been fired yet, and you've been praying on that.
I ain't worried about that. They gonna get fired. We'll get back to the topic at hand here. The topic at hand here is that Drake May is the top 4 quarterback in the league right now.
Oh, also,
and on top of that,
bro. Also, think about it. The Steelers almost blowing the AFC North to a 1-5 Ravens.
And heck, almost Steelers. Ain't no heck of that. The Steelers even winning being at the top of the AFC North now with an extra old Aaron Rodgers.
With an extra old Aaron Rodgers.
With also a broken hand.
Buffalo thinking they got the division on lock just to lose it to Drake May and the Patriots.
Last second.
Like, bro, this NFL season has been the wildest. And I've seen multiple incidences where players and fans are getting in altercations. Like one fan slapped Lamar Jackson. Lamar ain't getting in trouble. DK Metcalf going and punching fans.
So you know what's funny about that? Apparently the fan said some kind of racist stuff to him.
Apparently the fan just called him by his government name, Decalion, and he didn't like it. Supposedly.
Boy, I look at it. Boy, if you don't sit your goofy head self down.
Because I heard the thing about apparently he said like the racist comments and whatnot. But then there's another video where apparently this fan is calling him by his government name.
That's so stupid. That is so. And you got suspended 2 games. You got suspended the last 2 games of the season for that dumb stuff. Like, what is wrong with you? Bro, and I don't know. I can't remember if they fined him or not. But it's dumb. And
then Myles Garrett potentially breaking the.
You couldn't. Yeah, you couldn't be an NFL player. They'd have kicked you out of the league.
He would have been Marcus Peters. He would have been a Marcus Peters, ran right up into the stand.
Because here's the thing. So here's the thing with that, right? Because Ryan Clark made very good point about it. Somebody else made a very good point about it. The difference between, let's say, like the Lamar Jackson and the DeAndre Hopkins situation, where Lamar hit that fan.
Yeah.
The difference is, at least with DeAndre Hopkins and Lamar, it's on camera that fan hit them first.
Yeah.
In DK's situation, this man is 15 yards away from you.
You walked up from the bench.
You got up
to the sideline.
You got up from the bench, walked 15 yards over to this wall, grabbed him by his shirt, and then hit him.
Then went on the field and proceeded to drop your next pass.
And then went on the field and proceeded to drop your next pass. My thing is, I get that you apparently don't like your name. If you don't like your name, then go change it. Could pull a whole Chad Ochocinco in here. You have the money and you have the time. You can do that.
Just make it legally DK.
My other problem is this. If you are upset that somebody knows your government name like it's not public knowledge, like I can't just do a Google search right now and find what your name is, you have a bigger problem than just not liking your name. You have an immaturity issue. Because the other thing is, bro, you've been in the league 7 years, and you're telling me not one person has ever called you by your government name, not one time in 7 years.
That's what I said.
And you got mad at this one dude doing it more than once.
I can believe if there may have been some racial comments that have been said or something antagonizing, because we're not going to sit here and play dumb and obtuse if fans don't say some really out of pocket things.
Of course. And here's my thing with that. If that was what happened, there's security on the field for a reason. You could even talk to one of the coaches. You could talk to security. You could talk to either the team security. You could talk to the stadium security. You could even talk to one of the coaches. Like, yo, this dude here, that one right there, is throwing racial slurs, or this dude is out of pocket and he needs to be taken care. He needs to be dealt with. You didn't have to get up and do nothing, because at the end of the day, they see you in the uniform. They see you with the team name. They see you, the one making millions and millions of dollars. You're the one representing. You're the one on TV, not them.
And at the end of the day, it's always the age-old adage of they're gonna see who responds second, and whoever has the bigger platform is the one that's gonna take the flack.
You're the one that's gonna go down for it, unless they have video evidence of them getting in contact with you. Then there's nothing you can do. All that man was doing was talking to you.
Because, for example, like we said, times where fans have gone real out of pocket. I'll never forget when LeBron James, when he was with the Lakers, I want to say this was when we were back. This is after COVID.
I think 4 seasons ago.
Yeah, about 2-3 seasons ago. Where he
pointed out the women.
Yeah, that one lady and the dude to get out of the stadium, like where the meme came from, where he was pointing them out.
Yeah, he said, in that meme right there.
Yeah, and the thing about it is, in that moment, it said the reason why LeBron pointed them out is because they said, "I hope Bronny and Savannah get in a car accident and die tonight." See, you gotta go. Now that's way out of pocket. You gotta go. You want to sit there, and then they try to mock and say, "Oh, LeBron's crying." No, you threaten, you wish death upon that man's son and his wife. You gotta go. 1,000%. Get up out of here.
And then the other big thing about that, then the other big problem is, so Ryan Clark also pulled out another big situation. At the end of the day, it also comes down to the NFL saying, okay, what are we going to do that is going to better safeguard these players from out-of-pocket fans? Like, what can we do to put in place that's going to protect my players, my investments from these out-of-pocket fans that decide they want to do they either want to harm my players or want to do something that or just be disrespectful. What can I do to better safeguard them? Because just like with the NBA, they'd be like, yo, no, this dude here said what he said, did what he did. He's got to go, and he's removed and or banned from the stadium almost immediately. And the Lamar Jackson, DeAndre Hopkins situation, that player was now banned for life from these games. He can't come back.
And so
but because that doesn't happen enough in the NFL, because you got players that jump in, do Lambo leaps and stuff like that, jump into the crowd and let fans touch them and all that. It's not happening as often because you can't really say that this was initiated by the fan because you jumped into the crowd.
I remember there was one, I can't remember who it was, but they were in the crowd or whatever. And then somebody, I think on the opposing team or whoever, threw a beer at him.
Yeah, I remember that.
And I was like, yo. And dude was like, what? He kind of looking around like, hey, yo, what is going on? Y'all throwing beer at me now?
He said, hey, these fans better watch out for these 2000s coming in sports. They don't care. They don't care. It's
true.
2000s babies do not care.
Oh, listen. Nah, I say what you want. And y'all can put it in the bank when I say this. Dudes like Russell Westbrook in the NBA and Marcus Peters, when Marcus Peters was on the Rams, when Marcus Peters ran up on bro, clear on his camera, like, hey, he walked straight up into it. He's like, yeah, you ain't saying that now. Dude's like, whoa, Marcus chill. He's like, nah. Say all that.
You was talking all that good stuff. Say all you were saying a second ago.
He's like,
say it with your chest.
And I always use the Russell Westbrook analogy because that's the reason why he'll never play for Utah, is because he's been in Utah like multiple times and their fans have heckled him so bad to where they've also wished death upon his family. And that's that one video where Russ was like, nah, I'll come over and F you and your wife up. I don't care. And they were trying to tell Russ to calm down. He's like, nah, bro, they threatening my family. We can't do that. Hence why anytime he's been traded there, he's bought his own contract out. He's like, I'm not playing for them. But I'm not going DK in that moment, bro, not only do you have to use a cooler head, you got to think about the optics. DK, you were like 6'7", 6'6", 250, you're a big dude. And let's be
Built.
real. Let's be real.
Them Cali dudes different. They always the hotheads in the NBA or NFL. True.
Yeah.
Them Cali boys be fighting.
It's like, who, in all honesty, how many average fans are gonna come up to you and say the most out-of-pocket vile thing to you on the street? Not many. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and say there aren't some that don't care, but not many. And the reason why these fans be doing it is because they feel they have that level of protection of, oh, you can't touch me because you can't afford to, which is a dangerous threshold for fans to be operating under, because for some reason, those fans also seem to forget this is still a human being who, if I trigger them the wrong way, can still stomp me out. You and I both have
45 million. I know he's somewhere thinking like, damn, I should have left it all alone.
More than likely lost 45 million over some dumbness.
It just being stupid.
Over some dumbness. And he didn't have to. He didn't have a cooler head in that moment. And it's like, bro, you didn't have to go out of your way to do it. That's 45 million. It'd be different if it was, the usual 100,000, 200, 500,000, maybe 1 mil.
Whatever.
They'd brush it off or whatever. But you lost 45 million in guarantees.
Crazy, bro.
Nah, brother, you lost a good chunk there, my boy. Like that, you got hurt in your pocket. That ain't no easy comeback.
But like I said, but at the end of the day, congrats, Drake May, on your first Pro Bowl. You and Christian Gonzalez, by the way. I know Christian Gonzalez was an Oregon product, but hey, credit where credit is due.
And man,
and then kind of going on to the saddest part of our day is, transfer portal tracker,
bro. So I looked up the transfer portal tracker, did my research. Gotta always keep tabs on it. As of right now, these are the names that have entered the transfer portal as I've seen as of today. New names. We know about Bryce Baker. We also lost Chinadu Onyegoro. We lost Devin Ankrum, Alex Taylor, and Kennedy Uzoma.
That is 21 names in the portal right now. 21 names in the transfer portal after what can only be said as a majorly disappointing season. So I really want to did UNC spend all the money on for the 2026 class that they did. That's a big problem in my opinion. It makes you wonder, did they spend everything on this class coming in? Maybe not. I mean, you're supposed to get a reload every season, but
had to, man, because at the end of the day, it just don't make no sense for everything else.
I mean, it may be one of those things that like some of the players might have saw the writing on the wall, or they just realized like, you know what, if something don't give, I'm gonna be wasting my time here, so they left.
Okay.
But because I'm pretty sure that's the reason why Bryce left. Is at the end of the day, like if you're gonna have me here, and then you're gonna start another freshman in front of me,
might as well leave.
Like, what's the point of me being here? I could just go and get actual reps somewhere else. Because we said it during the season. Just why not put Bryce in? Like you're putting Newkirk in. Like,
you put Newkirk in for one drive. Might as well let Bryce Baker get some burn.
Might as well give him the one drive. So I was told by somebody they spent $10 million in the class, but you better have some money when the portal opens. Exactly. Other thing is,
college football 25 and 26 taught us that.
Here's the other thing. If you do not attack the portal this year, and you start talking about you had to rush things because you waited too long.
Oh, you fired next year. You
oh, I hope beyond hope if you pull that mess twice that the AD fires all of y'all.
Hey, ain't no way.
The only
Ain't no
person,
way
the
you.
only person that'll get to stay, the only person that'll get to stay is Petrino because he just got here. Everybody else gotta go.
Hey, if they say that for a second year in a row, if they say
That
that for
BS Bill better not even try that again. Exactly.
bro, if they say that for a second year in a row, man, we didn't have enough time. We had to rush in the
jumped in the
portal.
portal late. How?
Ow.
How your season ended 3 weeks before everybody else's? How?
Damn. Hey, and here's the bad part. Here's the bad part. It ain't like y'all got a bowl game. You ain't got a bowl game to prepare for. Wait.
Make it make sense.
Y'all stop practicing. You ain't got a bowl game.
Make it make sense.
Folks
Make it make sense. Because there's no way that you should not be in this portal.
Man. Oh man.
You better be in this portal today. You better have a list of people and you better be checking it every day.
They should have been in there yesterday.
Updating it. They better have if they weren't. Your list better have more names on it today than it did yesterday.
Facts.
And it better have more names on it tomorrow than it did today. And so on and so forth. If you ain't making calls right now to anybody in this portal, I swear to you. You lucky I'm not the 80. You'd be fired before spring started. I'll find high school coaches and roll them out there for next season.
That man said, I'll fire you before Valentine's Day. Play with me if you want to.
I will get the athletic trainer out there to run the head coach. I do not care.
Hey, listen, I know the lunch lady during third period, she can run a better program than this.
I'll ask the analytics person that's in that hall in the back closet back there. I'll ask him. You'll be the head coach this season.
It ain't even the analytics person. It's the person that does.
So Todrick says, I know somebody that was getting recruited in the portal last year. I'm not going to say names, but he told me UNC was just trying to lowball players and just use Bill names so they could come. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm not surprised.
Because we knew that was going to happen. We knew when Bill came in that we were going to do that.
They were trying to use Bill like that.
Yeah, we knew that was going to do that. That's not even.
That was the reason why they pulled that BS of like, oh, we were in the portal. Like, no. As soon as they signed Bill Belichick, they thought everybody was going to come running.
Mm-hmm.
They thought everybody was going to come running.
And then when they saw the rest of the coaching staff and people were like, who's that? They was like, yeah, no, I'm not moving over there. I'm not coming over there.
Hey, it's not even the analytics person. It's the sports historian. He deep in the library with the book.
That's it. Bring me the library.
Oh, man.
Bring me Coach Johnson from that third school down the street.
Hey. But from a negative to a positive note, we're in December.
Oh, hold on. Let's talk about the recruiting first, then we'll get into that. We'll end on the high note.
Ain't nothing new.
Oh, that was from last week?
Yeah, that was from last week. That's why I jumped to it.
Okay, yeah. So yeah, we'll go ahead.
Yeah.
So yeah, UNC basketball having a real strong month. Strong month.
Looking good.
Boy, I'm happy. But I love to see it.
Love to see it. Looking good.
Love to see it. So
hey, listen.
I'm gonna start with women's basketball. Women's basketball has gone 3-2 this December with key wins over Charleston Southern. To be honest,
listen. Don't do girls like that.
Listen, it is not about y'all personally, but
don't do my girls like that.
Listen, no. You were just the best team on the win list.
Hey, hold up.
So I had to bring them up. So if that article is true about UNC having $20 million in revenue plus NIL, you better get one of those top player quarterbacks in the portal. No excuses. They'll have one excuse. They weren't good enough to attract the top quarterback. That's it. Like Petrino by himself isn't going to be a good enough name to attract the top quarterback.
Hey, shout out to my girls, man. Shout out to my Charleston Southern women's basketball team. Don't disrespect my girls.
Did you not just hear what I said? They were the best team out of the wins that they had. Did you not hear that? I said they were like, that's the only reason why that's the reason why they're on the list.
I can't hear out my left ear.
That's not my problem.
It is.
Put it on your right ear. You got two ears for a reason.
I can't move.
As you got up and walked away and came back. Okay. like we didn't just see you do all that. It's on camera. It's live stream. They saw that in 1080p.
What's a camera?
So you see that little box at the top of that monitor thing, that big window thing you looking at? That's called a camera. What that does is the big monitor thing you look at, that's a watch. But no, so with a key win over Charleston Southern, because I'm not gonna put Boston University on here. Like,
dang. Hey, if we got any viewers from Boston right now that just took that shot, please leave your name in the comment section because that's hilarious.
Is it me or doesn't Herbert Davis? Is it me? But how doesn't Herbert Davis never?
I don't know.
I'm gonna wait for him to finish that statement because I feel there's a second part to that.
Hey, there's a sentence fragment.
So yeah, so the women's basketball team went 3-2 this December. They did have a heartbreaking loss to Louisville in OT. How does he never break his glasses? That's a very good question.
Listen, when you have glasses as long as we do, as long as the folks with glasses, you learn not to break them.
Now, big shout out. Big shout out India Navar being the savvy senior that she is, 12.4 points per game, 5.7 rebounds per game, and 3.7 assists per game. Also backed up by Miss Sierra Toomey, one of the bigs down low, going with 11.4 points per game, 7 rebounds per game with a 61.9 field goal percentage. So she out here balling. But you know who really balling right now?
You.
It's the Tar Heel boy men's team, 6-0 in December, with key wins over Kentucky, Georgetown, and Ohio State.
Them punks. Hey, Steve, where you at? Where you at, Steve? No. Bring that.
They have money left over from the portal, so I think we'll get a few. We should get a few pieces. And there's no reason we shouldn't get pieces. There's no reason we shouldn't get higher quality talent than last year. If we don't, and we hear that nonsense of we jumped in the portal late, or the talent we were looking for we couldn't get to because we waited too long, that is 100% fired material in my opinion.
Oh,
because Lombardi as a GM did not do his job whatsoever. Bill as a head coach did not do his job whatsoever if you don't get any pieces. So last year, the men's basketball team would have been 9-4 right now. This is true. That is facts. So yeah, it's not about the quantity this time. It's about the quality. Facts. And you have time to find quality. You have the time to find quality and start talking to quality. If you don't, you don't want to win. You want to continue to look mediocre and try to do some magical stuff on the last year of your contract to make it look like, I could have did it the whole time. Well, you should have done it.
Doing it the whole doing it that way.
Before I get too sidetracked, Caleb Wilson, freshman, is a dog.
Oh, listen, that boy keep playing like this. He freshman of the year. He's NCAA freshman of the year. I don't care what you say.
Out here averaging a double-double with 19.6 points per game and 10.8 rebounds per game. And then Henry Visar just coming up, showing that he can be just as dominant, especially in the clutch, 16.8 points per game, 9.2 rebounds per game, and a 64.1 field goal percentage per game. Oh, that play in Ohio State was beautiful. Lombardi is tampering with players. Everybody in the college right now is tampering with players.
That's the reason why we got the NIL.
Because the head coach from Oregon was talking about it.
Everybody tampering.
He said they got ADs from all over the country just calling in and telling players like, "Hey, I can pay you this amount if you leave and come to us." They've been doing it all season. They've been doing it since NIL showed up.
Everybody tampering. Everybody doing it.
Everybody's tampering. That's not even that's not even crazy news right now. Lombardi's just bad at it.
Don't let Lombardi hear you.
And then there's some other uplifting news, right? So Herbert Davis, talk
Hubert.
about Hubert Herbert.
No, it's a difference.
Coach Davis.
Old man Herbert. Hey, Chris. It's like that's Herbert. That ain't Hubert.
Hubert Davis got the chance to be a proud father on top of being a proud coach against ECU yesterday or 2 days ago. Because his son, Elijah Davis, was able to score his first points of his North Carolina career with a 3-pointer that was the last point scored in that win against ECU.
Ooh, nice.
So they asked Elijah like how he felt about his dad's reaction. He said he was tearing up at the end of the game. When we go on a family trip, we'll definitely talk about it for sure. And then, they asked Davis how he felt. He said, as the head coach, I try to be the head coach, not dad. But it was a really awesome, cool moment. And I heard his little brother took off his shirt and started waving it. Mom was really happy. Younger sister was really happy. Someone told me Henry said he'd speak to you guys unless Elijah could come too. I said that he'd speak to you guys unless Elijah could come too. That just speaks to the chemistry of this team. For them to adopt him as a teammate, not the head coach's son, is something I can't put into words, and how special it's been. Unbelievable. He said, I know that's such a great feeling having your son on the team with you. Facts. And on top of that, the fact that the guys, just like he said, the guys have accepted him as a teammate and not the coach's son.
Man, he's the coach's son. He trash.
He's like, man, he's a coach's son. He's getting special treatment. That's the only reason why he gets time at all. And then, they asked Elijah again about just the whole moment. And he goes, it means everything to me to be able to put that uniform on. I just remember growing up and my dad always telling me about the name on the front of your chest. For the last 2 years, being able to run out on that court, it means something. It means something to me. So right now, they know for sure, he's going to forever be etched in the UNC stat lines because he has a stat. Hey. Now he has a long way to go because his dad scored 1,600 points as a Tar Heel.
Jesus, he's like, I got 3. Hey, Dad, I got 3.
I got 3.
How many do you need? It's like how many you got? 3. Woo! And how many
also
do I need to pass you? 3. Woo! 1,000. What? 3,000. Huh? You need 3,000.
They said they also say if any current UNC player knows about what the laundry in the building means historically and passionately, is senior guard Seth Trimble. And when he was asked about Davis's 3-pointer and all that it represents and reflects, Trimble's eyes lift up. He put himself in history. His dad has a lot of history here, but just knowing that Elijah came up there in the books with him, that's incredible. And I agree. It is a very incredible moment to have that happen.
About as the father on this podcast, as the pappy.
Oh yeah, I'm waiting. I'm waiting for the day. I'm waiting for the moment.
Are you going to coach my nephew at least at one point?
Oh, absolutely. Okay. I'm going to attempt to coach him for as long as I can. When I get to a point where I feel like I can't teach him nothing else, then somebody else can do what I can't do. Said, Daddy Ball, that's what's going on in Colorado. Look at him now. Don't nobody want to play for him. Exactly. But that's exactly it, though. We all have run into that situation where you got the kid that's not that good, but the only reason why he's getting any shine or getting any reps is because he's the coach's kid.
That's it. You want to know what's funny? That's usually in baseball. That's usually the kid who's always the pitcher or always the shortstop, even though you have a better pitcher or better shortstop available. And then, why is he playing that position? Why?
Same thing in football. It's always either the quarterback or the middle linebacker, one of the big star players, star spots on the field. Basketball, he's always the point guard. Generally. Or all the plays are written up for him to shoot the ball.
All the plays go through him. He's the only one with a green light.
It's annoying. You can't do that.
So
and this is even coming from me as a coach because I coach my godson. So it's at this point I can't treat you any different than anybody else on this court because if I do, and on top of that, if I do that and you're bad,
I'm worse.
I'm worse for allowing that to happen. That means now, because I'm treating you special, I'm ignoring somebody that either needs the development or has the talent that's better than yours and deserves more shine than you. Why am I going to ignore the obvious thing in front of my face?
Not even that.
Just because I like you.
Not even that.
So I'm sorry if I'm coaching my son trash. Sorry, son, you can't play no minutes.
I was about to say this. Not even that. If I'm coaching and you trash and there's somebody better than you, I'm harming this team from the ultimate goal of winning. And that's what we're here to do. At the end of the day, we are trying to win the damn game. And I'm sorry, not sorry. In the future, if I have a kid, which I do want to have kids one day, in the future, if my kid decides they want to play sports, whatever have you, and they want me to coach them, if my kid is bad, especially if we're in a clutch moment, guess what? I'm not playing my kid. My kid knows me. I'm competitive. I want to win.
I look at it like this: when I get to the point where I can coach my son in whatever sport it is he wants to do, as long as it's a sport that I know. If it's a sport that I know and I can teach you, cool. If it's a sport that I don't know, somebody else gonna have to teach you.
So basically,
I can learn.
But if he gets real in depth in basketball or real in depth in baseball, do I get takeover?
Like basketball, I can still teach though. I may not be as good like shooting wise, but you can teach him to shoot. But I can teach him like just general stuff. But either way,
can I get baseball though?
But baseball, yes, yeah, baseball, you got it.
Yeah,
yeah. Baseball was not my sport.
If he picks up baseball, I'm immediately hey. Just see me kick in. We going to the cages, baby.
Yeah, baseball. I was terrible. I was terrible on offense, baseball wise. Like defense, I could play defense all day. I could play anywhere on defense except catcher.
Oh, listen, I played everywhere in baseball except
catcher and pitcher.
I played everywhere in baseball except catcher and shortstop. And the only reason I didn't play shortstop and catcher is because I was left-handed. Like left-handed at second base. Listen, left-handed at second base. Fun, probably the most fun I did because I was so unorthodox and different. And so every time the way I would rotate, coach couldn't tell me I was wrong because he's like, well, he's left-handed, so he has to rotate differently. It was so fun, and I felt so free.
Drake says, yeah, I think it's better nowadays to have your kids to play all three, baseball, football, and basketball, all paying good money if you make it in the next level, which is very true. Baseball is the best paying.
Here's the thing. Coaches want your kids to play 3 different sports. They don't want the single sport athletes anymore. Because
they want you to play at least two sports.
They want you to have multiple sports under your belt because you have to use different muscles for different sports. So when you use that muscle unannounced or unbeknowingly in your primary sport, it's not a risk. So for example, you see it all the time with like Lamar Jackson, and especially they talk about it all the time with Patrick Mahomes. Him being able to throw sidearm and throw a submarine. A lot of that comes from him playing baseball. If he never played baseball, him doing that type of throw puts his arm at a high risk for tearing a ligament and needing Tommy John surgery or tearing a rotator cuff. But because he throws at that angle a lot,
to be able to throw it those multiple angles with the same level of velocity and control comes from baseball. Then you have with Lamar. I think because he played baseball. I know he played basketball.
Yeah,
but like with Lamar, the footwork,
his footwork came from basketball and whatnot.
The footwork and the general agility comes from baseball. Because it comes from basketball. Having to move around, get around people, so on and so forth. Hand-eye coordination comes from that too. So you got to remember. I tell the kids that I got now the same thing. I'm like, if you play a different sport, than this right now than basketball, great. You play football, great, because that teaches you to be able to deal with physical contact. Then with basketball, teaches you about footwork, hand-eye coordination, and just general mobility from going from small, short spaces, stop and start all the time. And then with baseball, that teaches you arm control.
I felt like baseball taught me hand-eye coordination more than anything because trying to take – I have
a cousin that lives in Fayetteville. Y'all might have heard of the name John Archer. He's a 4-star D-line. I'm trying to get him to play baseball. It's funny. Like I have people that live in Fayetteville. John Archer. That name does sound familiar.
I got family.
I feel like I came across it.
I got family up in Fayetteville and High Point.
I say
So
my sister's in Fayetteville.
and here's the funny thing. Baseball to me, that was the sport where I felt I learned hand-eye coordination the most because taking a bat and trying to locate a baseball that has different movements and different things, the moment it comes out of a dude's hand and it's only 60 feet away, 60 feet, 6 inches away. But depending on who's throwing it, that thing can come in fast, slow, it can drop on a dime. You have to locate what spot it's going to. And then not only that, you have to make sure you make good contact and put it in places that you want to put it on the field. Because one of my favorite drills, my coach, I had 2 favorite drills my coach I used to love with my coach, my baseball coach. He had one where he would hold, I can show you. So he would hold 2 baseballs like this, right? He would hold them like this. He'd drop them just straight down, we're batting. And he would always tell me, as soon as he dropped them, he would tell me top or bottom. And I had to only hit whichever one he called. And he's like,
I was shortstop and right field. And shortstop and just really outfielder in general.
But I love that drill so much because it was like you really had to lock in. Hardest position, most hardest position.
Shortstop position.
Honestly, I can see it because of range, and a lot of people are right-handed. Personally, I would say third because the one time I played third, how quick dudes can pull. Bro, when I tell you that was the most scared I ever played, because no, bro, I played first base, pitcher, outfield, and everything else, right? Like I said, I didn't play catcher and short. The time I went to third, my coach was like, hey, yo, it's just like first base. It's on the other side of the diamond. I said, all right, bet, cool. You know what? That's an easy mentality. Hey.
So I don't give a damn. I would never play catcher. Your knees would be done after the game. Facts. That's why I couldn't do it. I could be squatted like that all game.
Very first pitch. My homeboy is pitching. Very first thing, he leaves it inside on bro. Bro rips that thing down the line. It luckily went foul. But when I tell you that ball came faster than any ball I ever had hit at me at first from any lefty, and it just felt different. I got the ball. I walked him straight up. I said, hey, I'm only out here for 1 inning. You leave nothing inside. He's like, what? I was like, I don't care what coach calls. I'm over here at third right now. You either put it in the middle or you put it on the outside. You don't give no righty an inside pitch. You do not give them anything to pull towards me. Bump that.
Man got terrified. That man saw right. Jesus that day.
Hey, listen, you're right. I immediately got terrified. I said, but I would say outfield, specifically center field. When I tell you the amount of ground I had to cover,
there's a lot of ground to cover.
Backing up both left and right, boy, most running I ever did on a baseball diamond. Most running ever. Center ain't no joke. But yeah, catcher for sure, because I don't trust people with bats. And specifically, that I hit my cousin, not even gonna lie to you. Quick story, sorry, and we'll get out of here. Me and my cousin, I was 6 years old, he was 9. We was at my grandma's house. And we're playing around with this baseball bat I had. We're playing with like other family friends and whatnot. My cousin, and he still gives me hell to it about this day. He is standing behind me. He gets too close and I don't see him. I go right through my swing, follow through, catch him right in the back of the head. It was a metal Louisville Slugger bat.
You know what's funny about that? I had that happen at fast pitch, pitching machine when I was young.
Yeah.
I came up, swung, and like let it go, and like it flipped just enough, tapped him in the back of the head.
Oh, listen, I was a two-handed follow through, so it was like bink. Hey, I called him clean. My cousin still to this day he gives me hell over that. He still gives me craziness over that.
But yeah, I was a one-hand follow, and it came back, and I just like, and my wrist popped just enough. It just went.
Oh man, but
they call me out for swinging the bat. I'm like, what do you mean?
Right. But we're gonna go ahead, get to these Tar Heel birthdays. And this week's Tar Heel birthday of the week, tomorrow, happy birthday to Tyler Thompson, December 24th, Christmas Eve.
Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Oh, I think I forgot to put him in here. Hold on. Because if I remember right, Tyler Thompson's transferring too.
Is he?
Yeah, he plans to enter the transfer portal too.
Damn.
I saw it last week and I forgot all about it. But yep, he's transferring too. So 22 names. 22 names in the portal.
I had a dude knock me out
playing catcher trying to get home my freshman year.
Yeah, nah.
Oof. Yeah,
One thing
he ran.
Hey, listen, I respected all my catches. And then also shout out to all offensive linemen, Ja'Kai Moore. Happy birthday to him. And now, time for y'all favorite moment. Time for our Tar Heel takeaway of the week. And I think it is you first this week, sir.
Tar Heel takeaway of the week. Remember to drink water. Because if you don't drink water, you get dehydrated. When you get dehydrated, shut up. When you get dehydrated, the ambulance got to come because you fall out. Because when you fall out, especially in a public place, you get embarrassed. And when you get embarrassed, you don't want to be there no more. So then we got to call EMS to come get you, carry you on a stretcher out of this public area that you was in. Just to tell you, drink more water. Because I don't drink enough water. I need to drink more water myself. Dedication is a big deal because it is not an easy road to go down. Sometimes doing what's good for your health may not be the funnest thing ever. It may not even be the best thing ever. But guess what? You need to be healthy to live long. Because when you live long, you can then get old and make fun of a whole new generation because now you no longer care and you get Social Security benefits. So remember, drink water.
Oh, Lord. This man here. This man here. Oh, let me get mine close up. All right, my Tar Heel takeaway of the week, man. First things first, happy holidays to all of you. Yes, actually, merry holidays. I'm saying it like that now. And yes, that includes any and every holiday, including Boxing Day, which I think is really cool. I actually want to celebrate that one year. But my Tar Heel takeaway of the week, man. Truth be told, just be a good person, bro. Don't. You got 1 week. You got one. I challenge. You know what? That's my Tar Heel takeaway of the week. I challenge all of you, anybody watching this, for the sake of 1 week, for 1 week, be a good person. Be a good person to somebody. Give that homeless person $1. Don't crash out over that one person that pissed you off. Don't sit there and cuss out so-and-so. Actually, 1 day. I'll do that. You got a week left. Just do it for 1 day. 1 day. I know a week's asking much of y'all. Do it for 1 day. Because there is so much negativity going around. And I don't like it. And I think we all can just deserve 1 day to where, you know what? Being a good person can help somebody else. So, just be a good person. Merry holidays to all of y'all. We'll see y'all next week. And with that being said, Santa, you still owe me that go-kart.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Listen, all you had to do was just wait 3 more business days. He might have had it.
He still owe me.
He might have had it.
He still owe me.
But
and if you win the fantasy championship, be prepared. These next 2 weeks are going to be hell. Yeah.
Crazy.
Yeah.
It's going to be crazy. But appreciate y'all for coming again for another North Carolina Live. We'll see y'all next week. Yeah, close. I think too. I think last week's was 2 hours.
No, it wasn't.
It
wasn't this
it
long.
wasn't?
No.
Oh, wow.
This is the longest episode we ever did.
Oh, wow. But yeah, appreciate y'all for sticking around with us for almost 2 hours. We'll see y'all in the next one. Y'all stay safe out there. Merry Christmas, Hanukkah, Kwanzaa.
Merry holidays to all and to all. Good night.
Deuces.